For this bend session, you want to start by either kneeling on your knees or sitting cross-legged on the floor, and just start by focusing on your breathing. So begin to take nice big inhales through your belly and big complete exhales all the way out. You're going to start to relax your body down and feel the oxygen flowing through you. One more big breath in and big breath out. Then you want to slowly reach up and overhead and then back down again, trying to use your breath to reach nice and high. So breathe in to stretch up and breathe out to come back down again. Just warm up through your shoulders, get a nice big lift. Breathe in through your belly and breathe out. For the next one, you want to start kneeling, then stretch one leg out to the side, lean on your side and stretch up and over towards the leg that's straight on the floor. You should feel a nice big stretch through your side. I like to come back to center, then reach over, see if you can go over a little bit further. And back to the middle. Big reach up and over. Then repeat on the opposite side, so leg out straight, lean on it with your hand, then stretch up and over. Make sure you're really breathing in deep, and as you exhale, you get that stretch right over your head, feeling all down one side of your body. Go for about 3 or 4 each side. Then come down onto all fours. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your shoulders are over your wrists. Then start taking a nice big breath in and round your back up, then arching your back down. So this one's called a cat and cow. So the breathing in, reaching up is your cat, like an angry cat. And breathing out, arch your back down like a cow. Make sure you're feeling that you're rounding your whole spine up towards the ceiling. Then looking up and arching up at the bottom. I'm going to go for about 8 of these repetitions. Just slowly seeing if you get a little bit more bend and flexion through your spine each time. Then place your hands on the floor, curl your toes under and push back into a downward dog position. You can bend one knee straight and the other if your calves are a bit tight to feel a nice big stretch down the back of your legs. Try and think tailbone up towards the ceiling and push your shoulders away from you. You should get a nice big stretch down the back of those legs. If your calves feel pretty good, you can sink them both down at the same time to get an even bigger stretch, but most people find their calves are a bit tight. Then come down into a plank and reach one leg up to the outside of your hand into a Spider-Man position. Drop that back knee down. You should feel a nice big stretch through the back hip flexor and the front hamstring. Then grab your ankle and push your knee out to the side. You should feel that one through your groin. Then slowly straighten up and open through the back of your hamstring. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep in, and as you stretch, breathing out. Flow back to the front. Then place your hand on the inside and rotate away from the bent leg. Just twisting through your torso. Place the hand on the floor and then rotate the opposite way. Place both hands on the floor, then come up into your crescent lunge. So sweep the arms up and overhead, squeeze your bum and tuck your hip at the back. You should feel a big stretch through the front of your hip flexor, which is at the front of your hip. I like to pulse through it a little bit just to get that nice opening through the front of my hip without bending my back. Place the hands on the floor, then sweep your leg up and underneath you into a pigeon stretch. So you should feel a nice big stretch through your glute and the side of your hammy. And just drop your body down over the leg and start taking nice big breaths in and big breaths out to really relax into the stretch. If you need a little bit of a rest, you can sit back into child's pose and just take a few deep breaths in this position. So your knees are out, your arms are in front of you, you're sinking down into your hips. Really breathe in through the belly and separate the ribs. Then try and relax your body down towards the floor. It's a very restful position. See if you can really focus on your breathing. Allow your body to relax. When you're ready, slowly coming back up. Place yourself onto all fours again. And then we'll be getting ready to go back to the cat and cow. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. See if you can get a little bit more range this time. So as you breathe up and around your back, get up towards the ceiling. As you arch down, see if you can squeeze your back together. Let's go for about 8 repetitions again, this time seeing if you've got a little bit more range. Try and use your breath to stretch up a little bit further at the top. And exhale to relax down. Breaths in and big breaths out. When you're ready, let's push back into down dog. So curl the toes under and really push yourself back. Sink those heels down nice and low if they're feeling like they're ready to come towards the floor. Otherwise, you can keep walking them, just getting them down a little bit lower. Think tailbone high, push the shoulders away from the ears. Really breathe into your belly and get that nice big stretch down the back of your legs. Now come forward and do the Spider-Man on the opposite leg. So reach one leg up to the outside of your hand, drop those hips down low. Do that nice big stretch through the back hip and the front hamstring. Then push that front knee out to the side. Make sure you're breathing in, and as you breathe out, you sink down into the stretch. Then rock back into your hamstring stretch. You should feel it all the way down the back of your leg. And come forward, place your hand on the inside and rotate away from your bent leg. Get a nice twist through your torso. Place that hand down and rotate the opposite way. Now reach up into your crescent lunge again, so tucking your hip at the back, reach nice and high, sink down and feel that big stretch through the front of the hip. You can rock forward and back a little bit, just make sure you're keeping your hips as tucked as you can so you're not using your low back, you're just stretching through your hip. Place your hand on the floor, then reach your leg up and under into your pigeon stretch. So sink down nice and low over that hip. Get a stretch through the glute and the hamstring. Focus back on your breathing. Make sure you haven't gone back to shallow chest breathing. Nice big inhales and nice deep exhales. ready, you can hop back up, put your feet back, and you can rock back into child's pose if you'd like to have another little rest. The next bend flow, you want to start on your feet and then come down so your head's down near your feet, so you can grab your legs or the floor. Then you want to start a spinal roll by tucking your bum under and rounding your low back, rounding your mid back and rounding your upper back, slowly coming all the way up to a standing position. Then coming to some salute, so reaching up and overhead with a breath in and then a breath out, coming down to your heart. So big breath in, a big breath out. Try and really reach your arms around as far as you can and up as high as you can. Get those inhales and exhales coming in. The next stretch is an eagle stretch. You want to twist one elbow under the other and then twist them around so that you're getting a nice big stretch behind your shoulders. I like to breathe in to pull down and then breathe out to really push my arms up towards the sky. So you get a nice big stretch through the back of the arms. Doesn't matter if you can't get much of a twist, just as long as one arm is under the other and you've got them pressed. Switch to the opposite side. So one elbow under the other. Use your arm as leverage, breathing in at the bottom. Breathe out, really pull your arms around so you get that stretch between your shoulder blades. Unwrap your arms, then take a nice big step back with your left leg. Turn your back foot to 45 degrees. Spread your arms wide into a warrior two position. Try and drop the front knee nice and low and spread your arms wide. Then turn both your toes in and come into a big V stretch. So you should drop your body down, feel a stretch through the back of your legs, and the further you bring your toes in, the more stretch you'll feel on the side of your calves. Try and just hang down. You can grab your elbows, the floor, wherever you feel comfortable. But focus on nice deep breaths. When you're ready, slowly come to the front. You're coming back up into your warrior two position. Drop down nice and low. Come into the reverse position. Then come back, place your hand on the inside of your leg and come into a triangle. So arms are spread nice and wide like an airplane. If you want to make it harder, you can twist your arm behind your back and get an extra rotation and an extra stretch through your arm. Make sure you're still breathing in and breathing out. Don't hold your breath. Back up to warrior two, then you can hop, step or jump your way back up to the top of your mat when you're ready. Come back up into your neutral. And place your hands down and then slowly reverse your curl. So chin tucked, round your upper back, round your mid back, round your low back all the way down to the floor or your legs wherever you can reach. Just hang. If your hammies are a bit tight, you can bend one knee and straighten the other to open up through the back of the legs. Slowly reverse your curl again, back up to the top. Vertebrae by vertebrae if you can. And nice big sun salutes. Breathing in up and over and breathing out down to your chest. Breaths in and big breaths out. Repeat your eagle stretch again, so rotate your elbow up and under and then pull your shoulders through. Big breaths in and big breaths out. Get that spread feeling through the back of the shoulders, so you're getting a nice big stretch there. And rotate the other way. Make sure you focus on using your breath. Now place your right foot back and then turn the back foot to 45 degrees. Spread those arms wide and come into your warrior two position. Turn that toe in, then hinging over down towards the floor. Try and turn those toes in towards each other so you get that nice stretch down the side of your legs. Breathe deep and sink down. See if you can get down a little bit further and closer to the floor each time. Around to the front and come into your warrior two again, so back foot's at 45, arms spread nice and wide. Reach up and behind you into a reverse warrior, stretching through the side of your body, breathing nice and deep. Then come to the front, hand on the inside of your leg, come into your triangle position. Rotate that hand behind your back if you want to make it a little bit harder. Place those hands down. You can wiggle or step back to your high plank position. Knees on the floor, and you can have a little rest in child's pose. The last bend flow, start back on your knees, then clasp your hands behind your back and open up through the front of your chest into a handcuff stretch. You're going to breathe in to pull down and then breathe out to really pull back behind you to get that nice big stretch through the front of your chest. Then come down into a hamstring stretch. So one leg out straight, one leg bent. You can either just fold straight down towards your leg, doing a big stretch through the back of the hamstring. We can turn up and under your armpit if you want to add a little bit of stretch through your lower back as well. Depends what you prefer. Both of them get through the hamstring and the lower back. Slowly come to center and repeat on the opposite leg. So one foot out straight, one foot bent. Fold down towards your leg, opening up through the back of the hamstring. You can rotate up and under if you want to add a little bit of low back. It's up to you. Make sure you're still breathing through your belly. As you exhale, see if you can increase the stretch just a little bit more. Slowly coming back to the middle. And cross one leg over into a figure four stretch and clasp your hands on your shin. You can lay down or you can keep looking at your foot if you're a little bit stiff. You should feel a nice big stretch through the side of your glute. Breathe through your belly and see if you can pull the leg towards you a little bit more as you breathe out to increase the stretch. And repeat on the opposite side. So cross one leg over, reach through, grab your shin, and then just relax down towards the floor. Breathe as deep as you can into your belly and complete exhale all the way out. So place your leg down and cross one leg over the other so you come into a low back twist. Try and keep your opposite shoulder on the floor. If you want to make it harder, you can reach down with your free hand and turn it into a pretzel stretch. So you're pushing your right knee down, you're pulling your left foot in towards your bum and bringing yourself open. Still breathe through your belly even though you're a bit of a twisted position. Slowly unwind and go to the opposite side. So move your left leg over the top. Try and keep that opposite shoulder on the floor. And then you can reach through and grab your foot if you want to make the stretch a little bit more difficult. And really pull yourself open, twisting that chest around. Breathing nice and deep. Slowly unravel and place yourself in the middle. I just stretch my arms up and overhead so you get a nice big stretch through your lats. Breathe in through your belly. Breathe in through your ribs. Expand your lungs out as far as you can. And as you breathe out, allow the stretch to happen a little bit more. As you breathe in, your arms should elevate, and as you breathe out, they'll come back down. And slowly bring your hands down just below your rib cage onto your belly, and finish the session off with some nice deep breathing to reset you. So hands on your belly, nice big inhales, and nice deep exhales. So you can fill your lungs up completely and let all the air out. I like to finish the session off with about 2 to 3 minutes of deep breathing so you're nice and relaxed.